Now, as well as making knives, I also sharpen them. Now, from time to time people ask me what's the best way of sharpening a knife, and the answer of course is whatever works for you. Now, what works for me, I've got 5 methods I've eventually chosen. One is just ordinary old bench stones. I usually use these for Scandinavian type grinds. For most other grinds, I use one of 4 things. I use either the knife maker's sander, belt sander that you see here. I use a Tormek, I use a Wicked Edge, and I use a Tisprof KO3. What I've decided to do is show mark these 4 methods by making 4 knives, which essentially are the same small little knife with a Kydex sheath, G10 liners, Mikata handle, interlooped paracord. They're all very small, handy little neck knives, and I'm going to sharpen each one of them to 1000 grit. Why 1000? Well, because the Tisprof that I have at the moment only have stones up to 1000. The Tormek, I've only got stones that go to 1000. You can get them up to 4000. This, I'm going to use one of my Norton Trizac belts, and that'll get to close to 1000. The Wicked Edge, I often take things up to 50,000 on that, but just to keep things consistent, I'll take that to 1000 as well. I don't usually use this particular setup for sharpening, but I'm going to do that on this knife here, the one with the grey Kydex sheath. The reason that you'd use this is sometimes you might want to do a knife with, for instance, a convex grind, and I can do that fairly easily with this by taking this off. Don't need this for sharpening. Rotating the platen around. I'll show you. Normally the platen sits like that. I turn it like that, put this in, and I can do a convex grind, because now the belt will be going over a smooth bit. You make this a little bit tighter, so pull that out to there, lock that down. So now when you grind, the belt has got some flex, and that flex in it will allow the grind to be convexed. Whereas if I take it out, turn the platen around this way, the belt now is rubbing hard against the platen, and so the grind will be a lot straighter. As while I've got this out, I'll show you a couple of tricks that this thing can do. As well as going up and down, I can go side to side, and I can have small wheels, I can have big wheels, I can actually take this right off and fit 10 little wheels, so small wheel, slightly bigger wheel. This is a fantastic tool. You can cobble around and just make knives with a file and a hacksaw blade. Some beautiful knives made that way. This way it just makes it easier. It's also controlled by a big variable speed controller, so I can make this go forward, reverse, and I can change the speed from several hundred up to about 50,000 RPM. So that runs into this piece of toy. Anyway, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sharpening this knife here on this, and I'll show you that, and then I'm going to sharpen these other 3 knives I've made. This one will be a Tormek, This one will be the wicked edge, and this one here will be on the Tisproff, and we're just going to take them to 1,000 and then just do some cuts and things, and I'll just give you my perception on what I think is the best sharpening system. Now all of these systems are expensive. This thing up here, for you won't get much change out of 3K. The other ones are sort of $500 going upwards, whereas a bench stone, might set you back $20, or if you want some nice water stones, might set you back $100. But it just depends how many knives you do, and who you do them for, and repeatability, several other factors. So this is the first part on a series I'm going to do on sharpenings. Thanks guys, stay safe out there.